can you predict the market, the stock market? So there's a lot of skepticism, spectacles. There's a lot of skepticism out there where it's like, well, there's just no way you can possibly predict the stock market. And people are doing it over and over again accurately. So the main reason that people don't think that you can predict the stock market, they think it's just guessing, because it is a skill. Now, a lot of times people like this, they just feel like, oh, there's just no possible way. There's no way that you can accurately predict it. Well, there's actually 2 to 3 fundamental ways that you can predict the stock market. Some people use something that's called news or fundamental analysis. Now, that's not actually how I do, so I can't give you tons of information on that. But basically, they're looking at the sentiment of the stock. They're looking at what bigger investors are looking at. They're looking at what analysis are saying. They're looking at like things like earnings and the longevity of the company, things like that. Again, that's not my expertise, so I can't go into super, heavy detail on that topic on fundamental analysis. But what I use is I use something called technical analysis or chart reading. It's all the same term. Basically, what I do is I open up the chart of a company, and then I'm able to accurately predict, okay, is this going to go up or down based on if price is too high, based on lots of different indicators and other confirmations that I use on the chart. One of my favorite things to use is supply and demand areas. Basically, a supply area is something that you can draw on the chart, right? This is your own drawing. You look at the chart, you identify key selling zones, very strong selling areas, and then you do the same thing with demand zones. You identify very strong demand areas. Now, when price comes to those areas, you expect a similar reaction to happen. If price comes to a strong selling area, aka supply zone, then you can expect a sell-off can happen. If price comes to a demand area, aka a strong buying zone, you can expect that a buy-up will happen. So basically, that's how I trade. That's one of the main ways that I trade, right? I use technical analysis. But yes, you can accurately predict the market. Again, a main reason that people think that you can't is because they are gambling. They're not putting in years and sleepless nights of practice that I've put in order to get consistent results. That's the main reason. People think that they could just jump in and try this out. It's like, well, no, it's actually a skill that people are really busting their ass every day working and trying to perfect. And now if you're not practicing at that level, you're not going to get these results. You're going to think it's just guessing because I jumped in and I lost money. Well, you shouldn't have just jumped in and lost money if you didn't know what you were doing. But yes, you can predict the stock market. And here's the thing. A lot of people don't tell you this. You will lose money. You will never be right 100%. And that's where something called risk management comes into play. Risk management is your ability to take a loss and still have your account. Risk management is very important because when you're entering the stock market, like I said, there's no guarantee. There's no 100% win rate. So you have to make sure that you're not losing everything that you have on one trade because, again, there is no 100% win rate. So you will take losses from time to time. And that's where risk management comes into play. But yes, you can accurately predict the stock market. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me anytime. I have a Discord also where I send all the trades that I take and I send daily recaps of what I've done for the day. And honestly, I'm fully transparent. You can ask me anything, anytime. You could be skeptical. You could be full of skepticism. Ask me whatever, anytime.